Yo, what's up, your boy Domuto. We're back with another video. Today we're watching Charlotte Saiyan. My boy Charlotte Saiyan with the motherfucking, what if Goku and Gohan were trapped in a time chamber. We're gonna watch part 3. And, damn, part 3, long as fuck. Part 3 and part 4. So, buckle up, get your snacks ready, and let's get into it.
Now, Buu feels very confident in his new power and immediately attacks them, but they're able to easily counter him. Actually, he only attacks Goku at first, and Goku alone is enough to counter Buu. And all the while Goku's fighting him, he's still talking to Gohan. He's multitasking. This angers Buu. He's not taking the fight seriously. And yeah, because Buu's not really a threat to them at the moment. They can hold him off, but they want to get Vegeta out of him so they can kill Buu.
Gohan suggests just killing Buu and reviving Vegeta later with Purunga. That definitely will work. And Goku says, yeah, but they might be able to find another way. With the great power that they have, they could probably think of something else. And he's also surprised that Gohan would suggest this. He, of all people, would probably be looking for a better solution, right? Well, Gohan has a different outlook here. He doesn't necessarily want to jump right to killing, but he sees that as the best and quickest outcome, and the safest. He reminds Goku, after the years they've wasted so far, they shouldn't take any more risks. And he tries to convince Goku as they keep discussing. He doesn't want to mess around here. And Goku almost goes for it. But then Shin and Kibito intervene. Shin has one suggestion, if they do want to try it. He's not entirely sure if it'll work though, but if they don't immediately want to resort to killing Vegeta and Buu, there's one thing they could try, and Gohan reluctantly listens.
Shin and Kibito actually have an idea though, but they're not too sure how it'll work. So they want Goku to use magic, although it's going to take him a while to learn it. They tell Goku that they have powers that might be able to help separate Vegeta from Buu, but the issue is that they're not strong enough to use it. Goku could definitely do that, but he doesn't have any magical abilities right now. He's gonna have to actually learn how to utilize that. A completely new power system for him. Wait, so the issue is they need more time? Goku and Gohan are thinking the exact same thing, even though they hate the idea of it. So they could use the Room of Spirit and Time for this. And they explain what it is to Shin and Kibito, or at least Gohan explains it while Goku's holding off Buu. Neither of them likes the idea of going back in, but in order to save Earth, it might be worth it. And hey, the room is stronger this time, and they're only going to be training with magic, which hopefully means they won't accidentally destroy the room again. Shin says it should take a few days or weeks at most. That's good at least. They're not going to have to be in the room for too long.
That's
and
cool.
Goku looks over to Gohan, telling him to take the fight with Buu. Goku's actually going to go in. Given how badly this affected Gohan before, he doesn't want to put him through that again. Even though the risk of them getting trapped again is significantly lower, he still knows how Gohan feels about the whole thing, and he feels the same way. But he's
W father for real.
And allow Gohan to avoid that. Buu looks on confused as Shin, Kibito, and Goku then teleport away. And he asks Gohan what's happening. Gohan doesn't even explain to Buu. He just needs to buy some time for now, so he needs to stall Buu as long as possible. And it's not too hard. He only needs to use Super Saiyan 2 for this. And Buu tries coaxing Gohan into using more power. He has that Super Saiyan 3 form. Goku was even trying to use it beforehand. But then for some reason, he transformed out of it. And it's not because they have an issue with stamina or anything. They solved that a while ago. It's because Goku actually had to hold back here. And with Gohan being above him, he's gonna need to hold back even more. Hell, Super Saiyan 2 might even be overkill. And Buu wonders why he isn't taking this seriously. Gohan tells Buu he is taking it seriously. Buu just doesn't realize that yet. But Buu's angered by this response. If he's taking it seriously, why isn't he transformed? He wants to see that full power. He needs to fight Gohan at full strength. Buu tries to threaten Gohan, but the threats do nothing. He tries to threaten Earth. And that actually does do something, because while Gohan's strong enough to defend against Buu, Earth definitely isn't. He sticks a hand down towards the ground, beginning to charge a blast, telling Gohan he'll just blow up Earth if Gohan doesn't take this seriously. And he notices Gohan's demeanor change, and he smiles. But before he could do anything, Gohan then vanishes, and Buu feels a sharp pain to the back of his neck. Gohan's behind him, now in Super Saiyan 3, and with a single attack, he knocks Buu out. Gohan then de-transforms, surprised. You know, he didn't really expect that to be a possibility, and this is much easier than holding Buu off. Just keep him unconscious. Although, this is going to be kind of annoying now. He has to essentially babysit Buu and make sure he doesn't wake up, until Goku comes back at least. Meanwhile, Shin and Kibito brought Goku to the lookout, and they're now in the Room of Spirit and Time. Goku's training with these new powers, and it's strange. Learning magic seems very useful. It could come in handy in the future as well. They're surprised at how quick Goku's learning it. Like, he is a prodigy after all, but learning this high level of magic this quickly, it's incredible. Well, it isn't the first time he had to learn some sort of new kind of power. He did learn some spirit control in Yard Rat after all.
Yeah,
and
he
Goku's
did.
now expanding his skill set even more. Ki control, spirit control, and now magic control, I guess. About an hour passes, and then Goku exits the Room of Spirit and Time. That wasn't that bad, only about half a month in there. Goku teleports everyone back to the battlefield, and honestly, they don't know what they expected. They see Gohan sitting there on a rock, looking intensely at Buu, who's on the ground, unconscious. Shin and Kibito are just completely dumbfounded at this. They make Majin Buu look like a joke, not to mention he's powered up right now too, to a significant amount actually. And here Gohan is, watching him sleep. Goku even remembers hearing about something similar on Yardrat, where he could possibly separate powers from people, but it seems that magic
spirit
would be enough
vision.
to do the trick too. That is what Buu has been utilizing after all to actually absorb people. So while Force Spirit Vision would be a good counter to this, magic would be even better because it's actually available here. He simply walks up to Buu, sticks his hands out, closes his eyes, and is then surrounded by an intense energy. Not ki, something else. And Gohan's taken aback by seeing this. Interesting. Goku has access to magic now. Buu is then split into two.
Goku
Super
with
Buu
magic would be
and
crazy.
Vegeta, both of whom are unconscious and then eventually wake up. Buu opens his eyes and the first thing he sees is Gohan's hand in front of his face, then proceeding to be immediately eradicated by him. Vegeta wakes up slowly, but this blast jerks him awake, actually kind of scaring him and catching him off guard. He looks around, then realizing he's on the outside again. He's safe. He apologizes to the two of them. He was too reckless. He was able to hold off Buu, but holding off Buu wasn't enough. He realizes the gap in power between them. He needs to get more to make sure it's enough to fight villains like that in the future. Goku and Gohan aren't upset at Vegeta for that. I mean, it's not like what he did with Majin Vegeta, where he was incredibly reckless with that and directly put other people in danger because he was the danger. So they can't really hold it against him. He just wanted to help here and be involved. He had good intentions. But still, Vegeta says it was no excuse. He feels like nothing compared to them. But also, he knows the advantage they have here and the cost of it. Them getting trapped in the room of spirit and time. That's their advantage. And obviously he learned that the hard way beforehand in the last two parts. It's a double-edged sword, and it's not something he could use to get ahead. But he doesn't want to just sit back either. Vegeta's of course fully a good guy now, but he's still very prideful. And his rivalry with Goku is way different than the main series. Goku's main rival is essentially Gohan here because they're the closest in terms of power.
Right.
Vegeta is just so far behind that the rivalry is completely different, if it even is there anymore. Which is why Vegeta's resorted to training with Piccolo more, if anything. But he still has a desire to catch up to Goku, possibly even
Vegeta training with Piccolo? Hold on.
He
He found out they finally sparred or fight.
Thinking, well, Goku trained with those Kais and got some new magical abilities. And then it hits him. He has the perfect idea. Before the Kais leave, he goes up to them, and he asks them about something. Would they be willing to train him? And they're not too sure what to say to this. Well, it went pretty well with Goku, and they actually kind of had fun with it. It would help them protect against threats like that in the future, so it wouldn't be too bad to take Vegeta on as a student. But he also has another question too. Do they know anything about Beerus? And they're surprised to hear this. Vegeta knows about him? Well, yeah. Beerus terrorized their planet a while ago. Okay, not the best introduction for him, but Vegeta says eventually one day he wants to try and seek out Beerus. He has a new goal now. He wants to train under gods. Goku did it before too, training under King Kai, and it worked pretty well back then. And whether it's the Kais or eventually Beerus, Vegeta now wants to train under somebody else. He doesn't know if Beerus would necessarily take him in or where Beerus is. Apparently, according to the Kais, he's sleeping right now, so he's not even available. But either way, he's stoked to be training under the Kais, and they're happy to train him. He leaves the planet, and outside of Bulma and Trunks, nobody really actually knows about it. A few months later, eventually Goku hears it from Bulma, and he's surprised to hear about that. Well, it seems like Vegeta's doing his own thing to try and get ahead now, and Goku's happy. He wants to see where Vegeta will go. It could be really interesting for him to go down this new path. And of course, it only serves as more motivation for him and Gohan to train more. For all they know, Vegeta might be able to unlock something that they've never seen before. But they're on the same path as well. They're looking towards something completely different.
Right.
Of course, Super Saiyan 3 is great, especially with them having perfected it and all, having no flaws anymore, and being able to use it at its max power, on command, for however long they want, essentially. But
perfected Super Saiyan 3.
There's got to be something beyond it,
It's
too, right?
crazy how he's
Like,
still
look back to
struggling
what
with Super Saiyan
happened
3
with
in the
Super Saiyan
real
3.
anime.
They
in the
found
real
multiple stages beyond grade
story.
1 of Super Saiyan, eventually completely ascending it into Super Saiyan 2, and then Super Saiyan 3, which they didn't even intentionally want to try and get. So for all they know, there's stages beyond this too. Super Saiyan 3 might not be their limit. Right now, their current maximum is a perfected state of Super Saiyan 3 called Super Saiyan 3 Full Power. The same kind of Super Saiyan 3 that Cumber used in Dragon Ball Heroes.
Right.
There's no limitations to it, except the form itself. That's the thing.
Gohan looks so weird, bro.
And they gotta break that limit in whatever way possible. Especially if Vegeta's training for something else. They don't know if he's trying to get a new form or whatever, but at the very least,
he looked
he'll
clean in
probably
that
learn
picture,
more
but the
about
other
magic,
shit
just like
fine.
Goku did. And Goku's magical abilities are very limited right now. He essentially just learned how to separate people from Buu. Essentially a magic version of what he could have learned from Force Spirit Vision, but it's a very particular use case. Point being though, they have no idea what the extent of magic is, or if Vegeta's even learning that. Who knows what he's doing over there? Back on the Sacred World of Kais, Vegeta's been doing some other training. And he actually did train to learn some limited magic, but he's not too practiced with it yet. He has more experience than Goku with it, but
finally back to
still,
the Z
he has a
sword.
long way to go. especially because a lot of his time training is spent trying to do strength training. Magic's great and all, but he's also trying to increase his power and improve his fighting abilities too. This eventually leads him to trying to use the Z-Sword. At first, it's kinda tough, but with him having Super Saiyan 2, especially with how strong he is here, Vegeta's able to actually pull the Z-Sword relatively easily, at least compared to how tough it would have been for anyone normally. This alone surprises Shin and Kibito, and then Vegeta begins training with it. And it takes some time to get used to, but eventually he swings it around just like it's normal sword.
Vegeta with a
His
sword
power
is
increases
crazy.
Dramatically. It's already working, and he's elated. Until one day where he gets too powerful for the sword, and it ends up breaking, freeing Elder Kai. This has some pretty big implications as is, but it's even crazier once Vegeta realizes that he has some sort of ability that can unlock someone's latent potential. And the best part is, he has all the time in the world. Unlike Gohan in the main story when he was getting that ritual done, they're not restrained by some threat being on Earth. Vegeta could stay in the ritual for as long as he needs. So after they learn more about Elder Kai and discuss with him, eventually Vegeta learns about the ritual and has it done on himself. Elder Kai is still wondering why Vegeta wants this power. There's no threats to use it against, so why is Vegeta training so intensely? It's just to improve himself as much as he can. He wants to see what his limits are, if there are any. As a Saiyan, there shouldn't be limits.
Fucking ultimate Vegeta.
And he gets his first
Mystic
taste of that
Vegeta.
after this. The ritual is complete, and now we see Ultimate Vegeta. He tries to transform, and instead of going Super Saiyan, he looks pretty much the same. He has a white aura surrounding him, but nothing about him changes physically, except his ki, which is amazingly intense. So much so that it can be sensed outside this realm too. The power of Ultimate Vegeta is sensed on Earth, as well as everywhere else. When he first powers up, he doesn't even know how to contain the power, but eventually gets the hang of it, and Vegeta immediately starts getting to work with this. Elder Kai asks Vegeta too, what's his ultimate goal one day? What is he going to use this power for? Shin then mentions that Vegeta said he wanted to meet Beerus soon, and Elder Kai's taken aback by this. He wants to meet Beerus? That was the guy who sealed him. This of course comes as a shock to everybody, but also at the same time, not really. Vegeta kinda knows how Beerus is after his first experience with him, seeing how he treated King Vegeta and all. And Shin thinks that's pretty in line with something he'd do. Although it's insane that he's only just learning about this now. But unbeknownst to everybody, Beerus might actually arrive sooner than normal. When Vegeta first powered up with Ultimate, it was sensed everywhere. Not just Earth, but in another realm too. On Beerus' planet, while he's sleeping, something disturbs his nap. It's nothing too impressive, but for the first time in a while, Beerus senses some sort of other energy. Nothing concerning him, but it's enough to disturb his sleep, and eventually having him wake up. And it's strange too. He was having dreams of some sort of Super Saiyan god, and he wonders if it has any sort of correlation. And immediately, he tries to seek out whoever this was. And luckily, Whis has some great info for him. Apparently on the Sacred World of Kais, a Saiyan is training there. And that seems to be where that key signature originated from. Interesting. A Saiyan on the Sacred World of Kais. And apparently it's Vegeta, the Prince of Planet Vegeta. This is all sounding really interesting to Beerus, so he heads there immediately, even though he's still a little bit tired. Not too long after the ritual is completed on Vegeta, during his training one day, two visitors show up on the Sacred World of Kais. Elder Kai is terrified, with Shin and Kibito being taken aback. They thought they
I'm into the story. I'm sorry if I'm not talking enough.
He actually is awake. Beerus yawns, greeting everybody. He doesn't really need to introduce himself because everyone here actually knows him, so he's glad to save some time that way. He's interested to see that Elder Kai has been freed from the Z-Sword, and learns that Vegeta was responsible. Well, he's not mad because apparently this led to Vegeta becoming this strong, so he has an idea for how Vegeta could repay him and make this right. Fight him. And Vegeta's taken aback. Already? Beerus wants to fight him? He wanted to seek out Beerus, but he's not ready to fight him yet. Beerus was an end goal for him. Maybe someday he was going to try and find Beerus, and hopefully Beerus could teach him some sort of powers. He remembered how powerful Beerus was a while ago when he saw him, and thought it would be helpful to train with him one day, but he didn't think that day would come now, this soon. But he can't really protest against it, so he powers up.
They found out Vegeta about to get all these, about to get fucking amped up.
And of course, it's nothing against Beerus. Beerus immediately realizes that Vegeta's not a Super Saiyan god, but Beerus does see the potential. I mean, that is what Ultimate is. It's his potential unleashed. So in the most literal sense, he actually sees Vegeta's potential. And even if he's not a Super Saiyan god yet, I mean, he's training under Kais. He has some godlike abilities. He has access to magic. He has this ultimate power. And on top of that, he's a Saiyan. He can grow really fast. It's all adding up for Beerus. The Super Saiyan god might be real. He just might not be here yet. I mean, Beerus did wake up earlier than normal. For all he knows, if he did sleep, Vegeta would have unlocked this form. And that's probably why Vegeta's not a Super Saiyan god yet. Vegeta has no idea how to respond to this. He's not a Super Saiyan god yet? He didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently he's gonna become one? Well, Beerus says it is some sort of prophecy that he dreamt of. He has no other explanation in mind. He assumes the Super Saiyan god will be real, and that Super Saiyan god is Vegeta. Beerus will just need to guide him towards that path. Or at least Whis will need to guide him there. and he asks Vegeta, what does he think about that? Come to his planet, train with him instead of these Kais, become a Super Saiyan God. Shin and Kibito are a little bit pissed to hear this because they were training Vegeta. He was their student. But of course they really have no choice or say in the matter, and Vegeta doesn't really have a choice either. Also, this is what he wanted, even if it's arriving way earlier than he expected. So,
alright,
he
Vegeta.
accepts Beerus' offer, and Beerus takes Vegeta under his wing, taking him back to his planet. Not only did Beerus awaken early, but he never went to Earth, and nobody there knows of what he's doing. Nor do they know where Vegeta is or what he's up to. But Goku and Gohan are still improving themselves, wondering how Vegeta's doing. One day, they'll be able to show Vegeta their new power as well, and possibly
Let me find I got new power.
beyond. Gohan's taking his training a lot more seriously, and it does make Goku feel kind of bad. Because of what happened before, Gohan can't really focus on his studies too much anymore, and most of his time is spent training, which is good, but at the same time, he knows it's not what Gohan wanted beforehand, and he could tell. Gohan still hasn't fully adjusted to this situation, and he wonders if Gohan ever will fully adjust. He's worried
Hell
for
no.
his son, and wonders what will come out of this as a result. On Earth, by this point, Gohan
Part
is
4.
purely focused on training. Goku wonders why he isn't doing any of that scholar stuff anymore. And it's not that he doesn't want to do it, it's just that at this point, he kind of really can't. The Room of Spirit and Time stuff messes with his life so much that it's kind of impossible now. He didn't just lose all those years of his childhood, it's also all those years of his
fucking
education. And
pick
yeah,
art
he could
right
be
here,
tutored
bro. I
and
hate
study
it.
outside of that, but still, how the hell is he supposed to catch up to that? In terms of book smarts, he fell behind. And it's not really his fault, but from him falling behind so much and not even being able to go to a normal school anymore, it kind of holds him back from his dream. But he still has training, and he still does like it. It's not ideal, and he hopes still that someday he could become a scholar. Piccolo and Goku are concerned for Gohan. They've known this for a while, but now they're seeing it more and more. Gohan's dream of becoming a scholar has essentially been crushed, even though he's still trying to work towards it. He and Goku are doing better with the fact that they were trapped in that room for so long, but as I mentioned in the past few parts, Gohan has some long-lasting damage. We'll be seeing more of that going forward too. So while this is happening on Earth, what's happening with Vegeta? We go over to Beerus' planet where Vegeta is training now. More time has passed since the last part, and now Vegeta has finally unlocked Super Saiyan God. The training with Beerus and Whis was very helpful, and he was able to unlock God Ki and then channel it into a form somehow. But it seems that Beerus is actually more happy about this transformation than Vegeta is. Yeah, Vegeta likes it, and he's glad that he's finally surpassed Kakarot and Gohan, but for some reason, he feels unsatisfied. Beerus asks him what's wrong. He just got the power of a god. He became a deity just now. And look at the power of this form. The two end up fighting in it. And of course, Vegeta's power is no match for Beerus, but it's still impressive. And Beerus is still wondering why Vegeta doesn't seem pleased with it. What, is it because he lost the fight with Beerus? I mean, that's only natural. Of course he wasn't going to win just yet. But he's
I don't know. What's up?
and
Vegeta, what's wrong with you,
says it's not
nigga?
that. He can't really put his finger on it. But deep down, he kind of does know what it is. He feels that God Ki is a crutch for him. He resents the idea of it. Yeah, he's ahead of Goku and Gohan now. Significantly, actually. But the way he got ahead, he gained access to Godly Ki, and it was such a powerful jump that he didn't even expect it either. This new form of Ki that
It's
they
all
didn't
coming
even
too
acknowledge
fast.
it. It's kind of unfair when he thinks about it. I mean, he's glad that he's stronger, and he's definitely ahead. He knows he's ahead, but he didn't realize how far ahead he'd get. Once again, there's a huge power gap between them, but this time it's in Vegeta's favor, and he feels the other side of it. Being this far ahead is so strange. It's not really that fulfilling, and he doesn't understand why. But the good thing is, Vegeta doesn't need to prove himself anymore. He knows he's ahead, and he's just going to keep training and cement the spot. Hopefully one day, Goku will find a way to catch up, and he knows that's going to happen. Goku's done so before. Even if you disregard those circumstances with the Room of Spirit and Time beforehand, he knows Goku will still find some way to grow stronger.
Yeah,
Gohan as well.
it is.
And he wonders what they're up to on Earth. Beerus wants to keep Vegeta here a little longer just to get more practice with his power, and then he could head back there. Goku and Gohan are training one day. They're stumped on how to get beyond Super Saiyan 3. They have the full power version of it. There's no key leak, and they can use it at 100% of the power at all times. They've made it purely efficient too, just like Super Saiyan Grade 4. And the form is amazing. They're really glad to have it, and it's very powerful. It's just, they've
That's
had it
it.
for so long, and they've never actually gone beyond it. Goku is working on something else though, but it's not something that Gohan could really try for himself. Goku has gone down a different route and started combining Kaioken with it. Of course, he's just in the beginning steps right now, but he feels that maybe, with that excellent control of the full power of Super Saiyan 3, he could probably utilize Kaioken at the same time, which would be a huge boost in power.
This nigga.
But it's still a long ways off from being viable, and nothing prompts Goku or Gohan to think of Super Saiyan 4 either. They don't know it's possible, and they don't even think of the Grade 8 form. They're just continuing with this power, and the two decide to have an all-out battle. Maybe this will push them beyond their limits. They haven't had an all-out fight with anyone in so long, not even each other. But Goku thinks this will be a good idea. He remembers back in the Room of Spirit and Time, Gohan in there. His anger and a desire for power was how he unlocked Super Saiyan 2 in the first place.
That is true.
But there is kind of an issue with this battle. Collateral damage. They're worried about what it'll do to this planet. Of course, they have ki control and all, but that can only go so far. So they can't really go all out and make this a death battle either. Not that they'd want to anyways, because they don't want to kill each other. But in their eyes, this will still be a full power battle. The two begin fighting, with Piccolo watching on the sidelines. He wonders if this will actually work for either of them. He feels like they're on the cusp of something else. Well, at least Gohan is. He knows Gohan has more power buried deep within them.
Oh, not Beast
too
Gohan.
sure about Goku, but Goku will definitely find a way to get that power. As Piccolo's been training with them, he's noticed a few things. Goku always finds a new way to unlock some sort of power. He definitely will find a new level. And as for Gohan, he has those levels buried within him. He doesn't necessarily know how to draw out that power, which was the issue in the Cell Saga until he actually did find the way to do so. And Piccolo thinks this battle would at least be beneficial for Gohan. Maybe it will draw out that power. It'll force him to use something else. And for the first time in a while, Goku actually seems to be ahead of Gohan, at least in terms of pure strength. Of course, Kaioken combined with Super Saiyan 3
Kaioken
full
probably
power,
fucking this nigga up.
Wow, that is a mouthful. It is a little bit strenuous. Thankfully, Super Saiyan 3 full power on its own isn't too strenuous, but Kaioken, yeah, that is. But still, the power boost it gives him is more than enough to actually put him above Gohan. And he used this during the battle, as a way to push Gohan to using more power, seeing if that's possible. Gohan actually requested this too. He wanted to see Goku at his full power, nothing held back. He knows about Super Saiyan 3 Kaioken, or I guess Super Kaioken 3 because they call it Super Kaioken, I don't know, whatever. The mouthful names are besides the point. Gohan wanted to see Goku's full power, and Goku obliges. He ends up beating Gohan, seemingly. Gohan gets back up, and Goku thinks he's calling the fight, but Gohan wants to still continue. He tells Goku to continue this fight until one of them is knocked out, and the fight does go on. Gohan gets knocked down again, and again. Goku's losing stamina, but he still is beating Gohan each time. But Gohan gets up again, and it's different than the other times. On Beerus' planet, Vegeta's continuing his training, fighting with Whis, and then something stops him. He senses a powerful spike in ki, far away. Whis wonders why Vegeta's distracted, and then Beerus and Whis both sense it too. It's not too impressive to them, but for Vegeta, it completely stuns him. That power. He knows whose ki that is. That's Gohan's.
Oh shit.
He's never sensed anything like this. Well, if he's so interested, Whis will pull it up in his staff, which Vegeta didn't even know was possible. And then they see. Through Whis' staff, Vegeta sees Goku, in Super Saiyan 3 with a red aura surrounding him. But there's also an ominous glow in front of Goku, and Goku looks completely stunned. The staff's view then moves over to someone else. It looks like Gohan, but at the same time, it doesn't. He has an aura unlike anything Vegeta's ever seen before. His hair, it's white, and it's much longer than
not
before,
that Beast
too. And his
Gohan.
eyes, they're an intimidating red color. And as more confirmation that this is Gohan, he then drops out of the form, falling to the ground, dropping to his base form unconscious. What the hell was that? And how could Vegeta sense it all the way over here? Back on Earth, Goku and Piccolo are just as shocked. And Piccolo says that must have been the power that he knew that Gohan had locked away. And Goku still doesn't know what to say. That power? He had that much latent strength? Goku didn't realize that. But for that brief period, he felt the gap between them. It was so large. It made Super Saiyan 3 look like nothing in comparison. But he's happy at the same time. Gohan finally unlocked that power. Something beyond Super Saiyan 3. But this fight also showed Goku something. That's not something that he could get. And Piccolo wonders why he's so hasty about it. Maybe that's another Super Saiyan form. But Goku says he doesn't think so. It looks so different, unlike anything he's seen before with Super Saiyan 3, 2, or even 1. And it's just like Piccolo said, this was Gohan's latent power. The energy felt so different than that of a Super Saiyan. Goku doesn't think this is something that he would have. He's just gonna have to go down a different path. Well, Gohan can pursue this.
Ain't Beast like I heard ain't Beast like an involved form of Ultimate though?
Form, which, if it isn't clear right now, this is his.
It's a what if story.
Goku does want to continue with Super Kaioken 3, but at the same time he gets another idea. Another power that he could try working towards, one that he actually has some sort of practice with. He consults the Kais. He wants to try learning magic. Maybe with that, he'll be able to draw some sort of weird power out of him that he didn't know he had before. And he's going to do this immediately. Gohan stays on Earth, training with Piccolo to work on this form more and more, while Goku then goes to the Sacred World of Kais. They're glad to have him here, and he then hears about Vegeta. Apparently he came here a while ago and now he's gone. Wait, what? This is where he went? Well, that explains why another Kai's here, because apparently he broke the Z-Sword and that dude came out of it. Not that Goku even knew what the Z-Sword was before. So they tell him about everything that went down. Interesting. So this guy unlocked Vegeta's potential, and then he went to fight some sort of god of destruction or whatever. Well, while Goku's training here, they actually offer to unlock his latent potential. Elder Kai could do that just as easily as he did with Vegeta. But Goku actually turns it down. He doesn't want to be handed that power, and he thinks that even if he does, he probably won't be at the level of Vegeta's power. He doesn't even know Vegeta's strength right now, he can't sense that god ki. But with how long he's been training, especially with someone like Beerus, it definitely seems like Vegeta's going to be far ahead. And Goku would love to train with Beerus, but it's not going to be that easy. Beerus isn't
Anybody
really
get his tail back out or some shit?
because, well, he's too preoccupied with Vegeta, and Goku's not too impressive in Beerus's eyes. Even if that ultimate ritual is great or whatever, it's not going to be anything in comparison to getting that godly key, unless you got the two together or something. Instead, Goku's going to remain with the Kais, training with them. He wants to learn more about magic, just like before. This will lead him down a completely different path, while at the same time, he'll be training more with Super Kaioken 3. And he's optimistic. He will find something beyond Super Saiyan 3, an evolved version of this form. And while Beerus might not be impressed with Goku, there is someone else he keeps an eye on. After they all sense Gohan's power, Beerus is kind of intrigued. Vegeta definitely wants to know more as well. Maybe Beerus was wrong about those other two Saiyans. Shin told Beerus that Goku didn't want to train with him, but Beerus turned it down. But until Vegeta told him, Beerus didn't even realize that Saiyan that wanted to train here is the father of that Saiyan they watched through Whis' staff. Although, they theorized the same thing that Goku did. Considering that Gohan's a hybrid Saiyan and has always had this insane potential, whatever power he unlocked probably isn't something that Goku's going to get anytime soon. But Beerus still keeps this in mind, that Vegeta wants to see this power firsthand. Now that Vegeta's trained more with Super Saiyan God, and has actually done something else different with it, he tells Beerus this would be a great way to test its power. Take him to Earth, let him fight Gohan. And this surprises Beerus.
Oh shit.
Vegeta thinks that Gohan could match his strength? Well, Vegeta doesn't know for sure, but this might be a good opportunity to test their powers. Well, Beerus allows it, and it'll give him something fun to watch. So, Vegeta does go back to Earth, meeting up with Gohan again, and Gohan's surprised to see him, as well as these two other people with him. He has a lot of explaining to do. So, first, Gohan's caught up to speed. So, Vegeta's God now? He doesn't get it. And Vegeta shows off the form. A serene red aura flows around him as Vegeta transforms into a Super Saiyan God. But Vegeta says this isn't his full strength. He then transforms again, and he looks normal, now with a white aura around him. This is his ultimate form. This form draws out all his latent potential, which includes that power of a Super Saiyan God. So, just by using this form, he could access the power of that form as well, and then some. He wants to fight Gohan utilizing this power, and Gohan obliges. He definitely would love to test out his power too. Ever since Goku left, it's not like he's had an opportunity to fight someone all out again, especially with this new form that he's now getting control over. The two get ready to battle. Gohan powers up, going into his beast form. They're not going to hold back at first. They want to fight at full power right from the get-go. It'll be the only way to truly test their strength. The two power up to their maximum,
so clean,
then launching them towards each other. And at first, it seems like Vegeta's actually ahead. Beerus watches, pretty impressed. Well, Gohan's power is much stronger than they thought, especially for a mortal without any sort of godly key. But as for Vegeta, his power is just as impressive too. He commends Vegeta on using Ultimate to draw out the power of a Super Saiyan God. He can't believe he didn't even realize that. The form does draw out all of Vegeta's potential after all, so he might as well use that instead of just transforming into whatever else he has. Since, by default, any other form Vegeta gains will make Ultimate stronger. Something that they're about to see happen again. As the battle continues, Gohan's power continues increasing as well, surprising Vegeta. And Gohan doesn't even know what to think of this. He can't sense Vegeta's power at all. Well, partially he can, but he can tell what he's sensing isn't Vegeta's full power. He's not sensing the godly key. He mainly just feels the pressure of Vegeta's presence. The battle eventually ends with Vegeta winning, or so it seems. Much like the fight with Goku, Gohan gets back up again. He's still ready to fight, and he tells Vegeta this fight's gonna go till one of them is knocked out. And Vegeta's surprised to hear this, but continues.
Sure.
And Gohan's
Talk your shit, Gohan.
He's being pushed to that brink again. Not that he's gonna unlock another new form, just that more power is being drawn out of him. His sheer determination and need for power is what's driving him here. And Gohan gets the upper hand. It seems like Vegeta's about to be beaten, but something strange happens with him as well. The aura of his ultimate form. It starts looking more like that of a Super Saiyan God again, and Vegeta feels power coursing throughout him. Both of them are incredibly stubborn, trying to win this fight with whatever power they can, and that draws something else out of Vegeta, that godly aura surrounding him. It then turns blue, with Vegeta's power exploding. There's a brilliant flash of blue light, with Vegeta surrounded by a fierce blue aura. For a brief moment, Gohan sees Vegeta with a new form. It looks like Super Saiyan, but with blue hair instead.
Super Saiyan blue.
All the power is then drawn into Vegeta, and once again, his hair turns black, with that ultimate aura returning. He doesn't know what just happened. Did he unlock a new form and just absorb it in his ultimate form as well? What the hell is going on? But whatever this power is, he's going to utilize it to win here. And just like that, he's able to finish the battle, defeating Gohan. That was an amazing test of strength, and it allowed Vegeta to ascend to a new realm of power. But still, to think, Gohan without any godly key, he was able to match Vegeta. And Beerus is definitely intrigued by this. Once Gohan regains consciousness, Beerus has a proposal for him. Come to Beerus' planet, train with him.
Come on, Gohan.
He can hone that power even further.
Don't hold Gohan.
Unlock something beyond it. And Gohan accepts this.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be a great opportunity, and it's not like he's doing anything else here on Earth. He could actually go there this time. And it'll be great for him and Vegeta. Vegeta's glad to have him.
I'm sorry, I'm a
back.
Gohan
He
fan,
resented
guys.
the way he got ahead before, but he sees, even with this crutch of God Key, He still has someone to challenge him. Vegeta's content, but also amazed at Gohan's power. He wonders how strong he could truly get, especially with Godly Ki or something like that. All the while, Goku trains away, unaware of this battle. He did sense Gohan's ki flare up briefly on Earth, but assumed he was just training with Piccolo or something. He didn't sense Vegeta's power flare up. Goku still is on the Sacred World of Kais, training on his own, focused on breaking his limits with Super Saiyan 3, and learning more magic.
That nigga
His training
Goku
has shown himself,
behind.
just like he thought. Super Saiyan 3 is not his peak. He'll find something new, something beyond either of them. Even if Vegeta's a god now, or Gohan has that beast form, Goku's still confident. Hell, look at what he did before. He perfected Super Saiyan. They found Super Saiyan 2 and 3 together. And now, Goku's gonna go even beyond them. This rivalry between the three of them is gonna continue, with each of them, especially Vegeta, more motivated than ever. And Goku's glad about this too. Before he left for the Sacred World of Kais, Gohan seemed much happier, much more content with the position he was in. This is good for him. It's good for the both of them, and Vegeta.
That's good.
Many years passed.
Many years, goddamn. Anyway, nigga said many years, goddamn. Anyway, I like this story, man. Shout out to Charlotte Shan for the story, man. Yeah, I like how he got the beast form. I like how Vegeta is the person people want to get to his level. I like that. I like how Goku is the is the weakest Saiyans right now, besides like the kids. But yeah, this is a fire story, man. Fire ass story. And shout out to Charlotte Shan. If you like my reaction, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.